Hey, good morning. I'm here on a Friday morning, which is not a time I usually stream from, but I got the day off. And yeah, hey, my name's Eric. I'm making a game. I'm gonna show you that game. I'm gonna demo it, and then I'm gonna do some work on it. What is the game called? The Godkiller. The Godkiller. The Godkiller. The Godkiller. Yeah, that's the game. It is a 3D top-down puzzle-solving adventure game. And if you like even 3/4 of those genres, you're going to like this game. Alright. So, I'm demoing at the start of the stream. That is my pattern. That is my format. I like to do it that way because there's a bunch of people that just want to see a little bit of the game and what's new with that, and they don't want to watch me work. It's boring to them. That's fine. That's fine. I would be bored watching myself work too. I'd be like, why am I not just working? Why would I be watching myself work? Yeah. Okay, so in this game, there are these things added in the last week called roads. And roads make the creatures that walk onto them smarter while they're on them. They make the creatures that walk onto the roads able to know which direction to move to reach any other point in the same layer that the road is on. Okay. In order to do that, each one of these squares has directions stored in it that say that for every single location on the same layer, that's like the XZ axis, all the squares you see in the XZ axis, for every destination in the layer, could be here, could be here, could be, any of these that are on the same layer. What is the first step that you would take from this square to reach your target destination? So you think about that, that's probably a fair amount of information. I'm saying for each of these squares there's going to be that same set of instructions, because if you're in this square, your instructions to move to everything else is going to be a little bit different than if you're in this square. Now this is all calculated in the editor or in what I call pre-processing, not during the game. It's saved to a disk, and then when the level loads, it loads in that data and it stores it with the squares, so that they're available in these road squares. Okay, so what did I do yesterday? And it's a little hard to demo. One thing I did is that if nothing is changed in the level, this part here where it says generating the roadmap will get skipped past, but something changed apparently. And the way I did it was by checksumming the entire level and coming up with one number that represents the state of the level, and then as soon as I need to see if it changed, I generate a new checksum and compare it to the last previous one. So you have two kind of large numbers, and you say, are those numbers the same? If they are, then the level didn't change. We don't have to even calculate a new roadmap. The roadmap is all those instructions I was talking about that go into the road squares. Right, so here's a guy that's following me right now. He's not that smart. As soon as he steps onto the road, he gets smarter. And the road tells him the best way to reach me. And the road's telling him, go north, go north, go north. And then when he gets up to here, it's going to say, go west, go west, go west. well, or maybe it said go north and it made him go off the road, and now he's just normal intelligence. He just beelines to follow me around. Okay. The other thing I did, and this is very under the hood, is I optimized the compression for these instructions that go in the road squares. So if they're uncompressed, remember it's information to get to every single square, and that it's stored in every single road square. If they're uncompressed, then a typical amount of space it might take is around 10K or 10,000 bytes, more than 10,000 because it's 1024 bytes in a kilobyte. But yeah, okay, about 10K. Now compressed to store it, 100K or 100 bytes. So it's like 1/1000th of the original uncompressed size. That's where it compresses to. And a nice thing is, the format that I store it in is it doesn't need to be uncompressed on the other side. It's actually fast to read from it. It's for people with computer science backgrounds. It's called run length encoding. It's a very simple way to compress things, but it happens that the type of data I have is extremely well suited to run length encoding. So this is actually a very performant solution that I've come up with. Most games, when they do pathfinding, they just figure out on the fly what the path is. This pre-computes all the paths that you might want to take. So let me show in the editor a visualization of how the pathfinding works. Alright, so I've got a target set here for the player. I can also take the player and just drag her around. If I can ever get her selected. Let's move her down. Okay, so to give you an idea how fast this is, remember all the paths are pre-computed for all the roads everywhere. So if I move her around, you can see like these little lines that are on the road. This is in the editor, this is not in the game. It's just a diagnostic tool. They change immediately to show the direction that should be taken by creatures in the game that want to arrive at this particular target square. I'm not recalculating all the paths. I'm accessing the instructions on each square that were previously calculated to show that little indicator of what step to take. Another way of thinking about this, though, is so you see there's just hundreds of these steps that are being updated here. Each one of those steps is like, and it's like the same result as if a path had been calculated for all of those steps. Sorry, early morning. My articulation is not great. There is a path to any target available from any of these squares, and it's looked up. It's not fully calculated in less than a millisecond. Definitely a sub-millisecond. Sub-millisecond. I'm talking microseconds. When I had an A-star algorithm coded up, it could take seconds to find a path to the player that was only 20 squares away. That's a good argument that my algorithm wasn't optimized very well, but still, I'm like nowhere close with optimization to approaching the efficiency of this pre-calculated approach. Okay, and I also like the idea of making it plain to the player. These are roads, and the roads give intelligence. I think it's interesting as far as the game goes. Here's the other thing I want to do today. So I want to be able to have a whole bunch of characters that are creatures that are going to different destinations, not all heading to one place necessarily, but they don't block each other on the road if they happen to be going in opposite directions. So if you picture like a single lane road, and you probably had this experience yourself. You're like driving someplace out in the mountains, out in the boonies, off to a campground or something. It's this single lane road, and you start going down it, and you see at the other end there's somebody else in their car going the opposite direction on the single lane road, and the two of you have to work out what's actually going to happen so that you can both go on your way. And maybe it involves somebody reversing, maybe it involves someone like pulling off to the shoulder, getting off the road basically while the other one goes by, or anyways, so that's the problem that I don't want these people to have, because that would take a lot of negotiation. Just like that's a tricky situation in real life. In the game, the AI to perform that is tricky. And also I want these guys to not get clogged up. I want them to be able to flow around real simply. So I made every road a 2-lane road. But in order for that 2-lane road to serve its purpose of unclogging all the traffic, the people that are on the road need to stay to the lane that matches their direction of travel. So this morning I woke up and I had the solution, which is evidence that my brain keeps working on this stuff at night, which is kind of nice. I'd rather work on problems like this than my day job. It's like, anyways, I had the solution to it. The solution was just make the instructions have built into it that they would direct the creatures to go to the correct lane before they start moving. And I can do that if I have a little more information about each road square, to say, is this a east of the road square, a south side of the road square, a north side, north, south, west, or east. It should be able to say that. So if I've got that, then inside of the roadmap generation algorithm, I can treat a square as an obstacle if it would involve moving in the wrong direction of travel for the lane that you're inside of. And that will, just by modifying that obstacle check, it'll make it so that the instructions that are generated will first move you to the correct lane. So if I look at this map, I see here a whole bunch of instructions on the steps saying go north, go north, go north. Now those would be right for the right lane, because I want the people to use the right lane like Americans. But if you're in the left lane and you're right here, what should happen is that the traversal check in the roadmap generation algorithm would say, can we go north? It would say, no, you can't, because you are on the west side and you're attempting to move north. That's an obstacle as far as we're concerned. So that node search possibility would be eliminated, and it would instead check the other squares for getting to the destination. Now I'm thinking about it. Let's see. So if it was here, yeah, it might end up telling the person to go off the road. That's the truth. Now I'll have to think about whether maybe there's some other algorithm I want to add to it that will avoid leaving the road too early. Some other criteria to the algorithm to avoid leaving the road too early. But ideally it's going to say go ahead and move east and then move north. So I think that's the way to do it. Now that I've talked through it, though, I'm kind of wondering about this thing where it's having the creature move off the road maybe too early. So it's saying if you go this way, that'll get you to where you need to go, and that's the fastest route. But then suppose there's some junk in here that's going to become an obstacle for the creature. As soon as they leave the road, they won't have the good path finding that they had on the road. Do I want to change the algorithm to favor staying on the road? Alright, I'm done with the demo part now, by the way. I'm settling into work. I'm probably going to go about 3 hours. Let me get rid of that extra logging. So I could treat anything off the road as an obstacle until you are reaching the closest road to the player. until you've reached the closest road to the player. Or I should say to the target. Yeah, so in this case what I could do is start with a initial path find from the target, do a breadth first search for any road squares, and then I would take all squares that were found that were the same distance from the player. So there would be like maybe there'd be 2 squares in this case, which would be ties for the winner of the shortest distance to the player. So I'll call these exit squares. Okay, so then I can pass the exit squares to the algorithm and say, for your instruction generation, when you're traversing all the squares to find the instructions, you don't get to leave the road unless you're at one of the exit squares. And that would create the behavior of keeping creatures on the road until they were next to the destination that they're arriving at. Which I like, and it would immediately create this kind of silly, uptight behavior of creatures in the game, that they just kind of stay on the road, like they cling to it a little bit. It's like they feel stronger when they're on the road. They feel safer when they're on the road. It'd be a little bit silly. And that's better than what I've got now, because right now it has the creatures just leaving the road recklessly, you might say, because who knows what's over here. There could be something like this. Yeah, let's go 90 degrees. So there could be something like this, which is the simplest defeating obstacle for a creature that beelines the old U. It catches them, they get inside of it. The thing they want is on the other side of the U. And they try to move in that direction, but they get stuck because they have to, against their simple programming, go the opposite direction as their target to arrive at the player. So whenever they leave the road, they're in danger of getting trapped in some obstacles that the road would not give any guidance to. That's why it's better for them to stay on the road until they get close to the player. And I even want to be more specific than that. I want to say keep them on the road until they get to one of the closest squares possible on the road to the player. Call it an off-ramp. That's what I'm going to call it. Off-ramp square. Okay, I got 3 hours. I got 3 hours to do both of these things, which are somewhat complicated. I think let me start with the one that I just came up with, and then hopefully it won't take me too long, and I can also get to stay in your lane stuff. it doesn't work. My whole algorithm doesn't work. I forgot. Dang it. Dang it. The problem is that when these instructions are calculated, they're calculated for everything, not just one target. I was trying to think, what would this map look like? What would it look like? The one that I actually want to be produced. That's something to work backwards from. I may have to revise my session mission here. Alright, so let me get one of these guys. Alright. Alright, so take the first one. I just want to take a look at it. So this is what the road instructions look like uncompressed. It's a little easier to work with the uncompressed. In terms of figuring out what's going on, so let's start with that. This is kind of like a cross section of the level. I mean, it's showing for one road square right here all the steps you would take to reach different places in the level. So the thing I can't see real great is roads. I can make it up though. So let me Alright. Let's see. I don't know how to represent this real well. I'll just say capital letters or roads for now. wonder what would happen with my pathfinding if I still did a breadth first search, but I gave one small advantage to evaluating squares first if they had roads. Then if it were a tie to reach a square, by going on the road or off the road, then it would favor the on-road way. I can't throw out the breadth first search though, because it allows me to have optimal paths to locations that could be reached by two different routes. So over in this area, think of all these zeros as an obstacle that you have to go around. If you're at this point, the optimal path is to go north around this whole thing, just go around it this way. If you're at this point, the optimal path is to start out by going south and then end up going all around to here. So the correct cutoff here between the two different directions is achieved by doing a breadth first search instead of tweaking things to greedily go in one path that seems like the right path. Breadth first means you just expand your perimeter of traversal possibilities in an even way, without picking one direction that seems more promising, which is like what you do with a greedy or depth first search. So what happens if I don't throw out breadth first, but for ties I say use the road path first? That would mean from evaluating this I go out east, yeah, then I get some stuff like east up here, east up here, I think that's not a bad idea. Let me try it, because I don't think it'll take too long to code. It'll probably take longer for me to think through the possibilities here than it would for me to code it and see what the actual result is. So I'm going to go and do that. Let's see. Just go do a 2-pass thing. First add in the ones that have road squares. Also, let's do it this way. I have to go through it again. Obvious opportunities to refactor here. Yeah, that's basically it. Let's see. CRH will get passed by values, so I might as well. Just change that. Okay, so that will return a list ordered in preference of checking for road square traversal first. So irritating. Because I need the direction now. I just took it out. I thought I didn't need it. That one. Okay, cool. I know. Okay. So I can check this now. Another thing is, I think I can design roads so that they keep creatures from going off the road for too long or getting stuck. So I can contrive the positioning of the roads inside the level so that things won't get stuck. That's not too hard. Alright, let me see what this does. Actually, that might have just thrown an error. Yeah, it threw an error. Okay. Just going out of bounds. I gotta do a check of it going out of bounds before calling get O. Try it again. And I will be right back. Alright, so this time it ran clean. It ran clean without without any errors, and I can just look at it, I can eyeball it, and I see that it is, this slight change has made it so that the pathfinding tends to keep creatures staying on roads. So there's still cases where it's going to say, you know what, if you go east from here, okay, so here's an example where it's not ideal, but it's probably pretty good still. So when it's here, it says go east, 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 go east. Then here it says, okay, you probably want to go north because it's going to take less time to get to this player from this road square than if you kept on the road and you went around this way. And it will even make you go, huh, that's kind of weird. I don't know why it would say right here to go one square to the west and then go north. I don't know why it would do that. That is a little bit odd. Yeah, even here it's doing the same thing. It's saying the off-ramp is there's one more to the west than I would have expected. Okay, let me move the player around so it happens. North-south is as expected. Well, this one, the west-east, like it's got some kind of off by one. Let's see what it looks like. Question for me is, what's up with this square right here? This northeast square. What's up with that one? There's no cost comparison in this algorithm. Like, the cost comparison is implied. It's a side effect of filling the spaces in a certain way out from a certain point, using the breadth first traversal. So at the beginning of my flood fill, I'm making the decision that moving here be done by going west, and somehow as this node expands, it gets to here faster than the one that would have expanded north. So it would have gone west, east, north, south, and it would have gone back to this square and evaluated west, and already did that one, north, south, and this one is going next. And it's kind of a race to see which of the nodes will get to the square first, and from this square, the westward expansion somehow gets here before the north expansion does. I don't think that there is a proper bug here, or there's not like there's not a mistake in me specifying intended behavior. It's more like the emergent behavior of my algorithm didn't produce the result I'd hoped for. But it's pretty close, because the way it works is a little bit magic. And when the magic is doing like the thing you want it to, it's like, woo, cool. And then you lose control of the magic a little bit, and it does something slightly different than what you want. And then, yeah. So if I solve this problem, I might have to solve it a different way with the lanes. So I'm going to do the lanes next and see where that gets me. But before I do that, let me just I'm going to play with this a little bit. Now for me, the player, the path map means nothing. It's a question of what do these other guys do? Okay. So I like how he's staying on the road. There, he left the road. It's pretty good. Like, he favors staying on the road, but he won't be ridiculous about it. Yeah, see, the way he turned the road there was pretty nice. Like, that looks pretty good. It's got the silliness of somebody chasing you to beat you up, but kind of trying to follow the rules at the same time. When I add the stay in your lane behavior, there'll be extra humor around that. It's like, this guy's gonna kill you. He's gonna smash you, but he's gonna stay in the right-hand lane of the road as he chases you. Yeah, I love that. It's like I gotta follow the rules. Okay. Such weird things entertain me. Okay, look, because that looked pretty good. I'm not even gonna hassle over that little thing where I saw. The exit point not quite aligned optimally. Hey, Z. What's going on? Let's see. So the next thing I wanted to do is just figure out the lane stuff. I took the day off work because I have some visitors coming over and I have to do a fair amount of cleanup and preparation, so I just said I don't want to stress out about it. I'm going to take a day off work. That nothing precludes me getting my progress done every day though. So I am taking a couple more hours before I have to start in with the chores and getting a little progress done. What are you up to today? Okay, let me think about this algorithm. Well, a totally different experience, It's Mexican food, Japanese food, yeah, totally different. Although when I was in Japan and I had Mexican food in Japan, it was sort of like Mexican Japanese food, because in Japan, like, every other culture's food, they want to change it a fair amount in how they prepare it. Japanese people seem to prefer sweeter flavors in a lot of the dishes. I don't know why I've got to have an opinion on every stupid thing. You just said you're thinking like Mexican or Japanese. Anyways, I hope you picked the right choice for you. I will give no advice on it. I don't know your taste. You didn't ask for me to give advice on it. Let's see. Alright, so lanes. Number one, I think it's going to be... What kind of idiot am I? I've got like some in my head now that just automatically generates advice on everything. I'm like the ultimate mansplainer. Tying your shoes. You want to make sure you've got laces of the right length installed in your shoe. And you want to use both your hands. If one of your hands is you're eating some food with it, it's going to be really hard to tie your shoes unless you have someone else helping you. And then you could be eating your Mexican food while somebody else ties your shoes for you. That would be the ultimate way. Anyways, I have advice for every subject. Slippers. Now that's an entirely different subject. Slippers. You know, depends. Like if you got fat feet. If you got fat feet, then you're going to be a slipper man. You got fat feet, you just put those slippers on, and it's no big deal. And you know, they got a little give to them. So if you just got bulbous feet, they're just like bulging out, I totally recommend slippers. Now if you've got really thin feet, then maybe... Oh yeah, if you're putting on shoes while you're eating, like okay, then there's a question of what size do you want the slippers to be. Okay, because you can, if you want to do no hands put on your shoes, you need your slippers to be maybe a half size larger than your feet. If you got fat feet, that might mean let's leave them a little bit more. And then you can step into them real easy. But the problem is, suppose you want to run and eat at the same time, and you got these slippers that are a little bit too large. They're going to be falling off as you're running around. So you're eating your Mexican food, you're running down the road, and you didn't have time to tie shoes, so you got your slippers on, and then you're running, and then they fall off, and then you just, it's a mess. You're just off in the ditch, and you got Mexican food dripping all over you, and one of your slippers is lost, and the other one's out in the road. Yeah. So you choose carefully, my friend. Choose very carefully and consult me for advice before you take a foolish action that you'll regret. Exactly right. I mean, I was thinking that I didn't want to go into it because I was, you know, there's a lot of aspects to this. I could write a book about it. Eating the Right Food with the Right Footwear by Eric Hermanson. Forward by Z439 Core 000. Oh, don't even get me started on sandals. No. I'm biting my tongue because I have so much I could say about sandals, but I'm just going to stop because I want to see if I can get this lane thing done. I've only got 2 hours left. Alright. So, let's see. In roadmap. Look through all road squares and assign what do I want to assign? Thinking through. All right. So what is the thing that matters to me? Edges. I think edges are what matter. So if I say south, 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 that's south, south, south. This is north, north, north. This is west, east, west, east. What about these squares? What do I care about these squares? Okay. That one will be west. That one will be east. This is north. This is north. So, questions, is there anything valuable for me to say about these other squares? So these I could say, the algorithm could be that if there is a non-road square in the north direction, it'll be assigned north. We could check if there's a non-road in the south direction next, it would assign that. Then west, then east, and it would just assign 1. If I did that, then this would go north, this would go north. Okay, and these ones, all the way around, they don't have an edge. I think that's fine, because if I send somebody into one of these squares, they'll already be in the correct lane. They might need to move. Let's call those wildcard squares. These are wildcards, or I don't know, free movement squares, non-obstacle, free, unlaned. Now the corners though, what do the corners? Does it help me to have it just be one? Would it be better if I kept like track of both edges, north, east, you know? Since there is an edge on the north side and the east side. I think I already have like I've got data structure for tracking edges already. Let me check on that. Yep, I do. Alright. Okay, then I think that's it. Okay, road piece. I'm wondering if I want to keep the edges in the road piece. It's kind of like they're only used for path mapping, so maybe it's better to have like a temporary structure for those. I think it is. I definitely think it is. So let's I gotta see, did I do struct on edges? I did. It's got one advantage in that I don't have to set every member. I can just do edges. I don't have to do an alloc on each member. I just do edges. Edges equals new, edges, board. Let's do, okay. And columns equal board, columns, rows equal board. So all those are initially set to not have any kind of obstacle. So then I say okay. Let's see what else. So we say oops. Alright, I think that gives me the lane information. So going through this, first I get the dimensions of the board, then I allocate a new structure to hold all the edges. I get all the road pieces in the board, but I filter on just the ones that are in the current layer. Then I say for each road piece that's in the layer, check all of its orthogonal neighbors and see if there is not a road in the orthogonal neighbor. If there's not a road, that means that the current road square being evaluated has an edge in that direction. So we'll have some squares that have got more than one edge, some that have one, some that have none. I feel pretty good about that function. Okay, now let's do the obstacle check. Let's see, what would be a good function to use here? Let's say lane travel, blocking, and pass in the edge map. Squares. Pass in the location we're going to check. And we could do a direction or a delta. Let's do a delta. First we'll check north. No. So if we're traveling north, the edge that I don't want to have is west. Because that would mean I'm traveling in the opposite direction in the left lane. I'm traveling north in the left lane instead of the right lane. What? No, doesn't work that way. Or it could work that way, but I don't think it's better. Okay, so this is traveling west. If I'm traveling west, I don't want to have an edge on the south side. I could flip this though. I could say that in order to travel in the direction of your choice, you need an edge. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Also, I got this negated because it's if it's blocking or not. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so this, I'm saying, it's blocked if you want to travel west and you've got an edge to the south. Oh wait, no. It's also possible that there's no. No, it's not really possible. Never mind. traveling east, I don't want to see an edge on the north. That would mean I'm in the left lane. I think I'll make the lane check first. Let's say current square, CRH, delta. All right. It's a lot of new code. I better step through it. Okay. So checking north. Okay. I think this is going to do fine. Okay, the logic seems right. I'm just kind of double checking for the code to see if there's anything that looks wrong in the code. Because other than that, I think I'm just going to let it go as far as stepping through and checking it. So the problem with these functions is it's hard to see problems in them when you have to iterate over a giant loop of things, and that's the end result that you're after. Okay. So I generated the lane squares. Let's take a look at these. I was just thinking I should write like a two-string view of this, and I already did. So congratulations to a past version of me. I just gotta find some that it would be maybe further out. Let's get that one. There we go. Yeah, here's like a road passing through this column, and there's the north and south edges of it represented. There's another one. Cool. What is my direction of travel? You know, at this particular square that's looking at, it's pretty unlikely that it's gonna I think it's probably gonna okay, that's right. Okay, so this is attempting to travel east. Probably there's no lane square there. There's mostly not lane squares. Anyways, that seems fine. That all seems fine. Let's hit play. Let's see the results. The overall thing I'm trying to do is to get creatures that use the road to favor the right lane. This looks pretty good. So here's it's going along the right lane. Yeah, and there's a bunch of squares here where it's saying move over to the right lane before you start heading south. That's what all these things going west, west, west are. So I think I got it. This looks pretty solid. Let me look at some of the intersection areas. There's one. Yeah, so if you're in an intersection, there's no edges governing you. Alright, I think this is going to work. I'm going to try it. Okay, so I'm going to knock him to the east. It will be curious to see if he gets in the right lane when he comes back to me. No, the dude is not walking in the right lane. He went. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. There he's fine. Huh, there he's fine. There he's not fine. Do I have it reversed maybe for north and south? Okay, here's the question. Will he come over to the right lane when he goes north? No. Here he's getting blocked by another creature. I don't know. It seemed like that should have done it, but it didn't. Yeah. So let me do this. Let's see if the travel lane ever blocks. Well, that's taken a long time. I don't know why. Maybe all the debug logs, but no, I don't think that's it. Anyways, it's either gonna like force quit on me, or it's gonna need a force quit, or it's gonna take a long time. I'm gonna go downstairs and make a quick cup of coffee and come back up and see where it's at. Maybe when I get back, my computer will be smoking crater. Alright. So I'm mildly disappointed that quite a few things were blocked, yet the end result doesn't seem to be what I intended. So I'm having like a little bit of a hard time kind of jumping back and forth between two conceptual models. I keep on looking at this visualization and thinking in terms of a path, an entire path to the player, but this doesn't actually show a path. It only shows for each step, for each place on the road, what is the next step that you should take to get to this particular target. That's what this visualization shows. So if I'm looking at this square, it says, okay, you want to get to the player, go west. And this one says, go north, go north. This one's right, it's saying get on the right side of the road. So let me think about the cases. Let me recreate the cases that there were problems with. If I was here, okay, good. At least I can reproduce this. Although I kind of wonder if I'm seeing this right. No, this looks right. So when I started out, I shoved the guy way down here. And I would have thought when he came onto the road, he would have switched lanes and gone up here. So it looks like the instructions are set right to me. Question is why isn't this guy following the directions and going up? So I keep on moving it up like that. These instructions look right. So if he was on the south side of the road and he was trying to get to the player here, the first thing it would tell him is, oh, you better go north. You better go north. Get in the right lane. Let me see, is it the same one this way? Yeah. Well, here, let's go like that. Yeah. So if this guy was here, it would be quicker for him to go directly east, but that would be going against the lane direction. So he should move south and then continue east. So I don't know what to think about that. Oh, one thing that's possible is that maybe maybe it didn't save the road map when I restarted because the level hadn't changed. My algorithm changed, but not the level. Let me try that. That's the most likely explanation at this point. So let's go ahead and move this character here. And I want to see if he will go down south on the first turn to get in the correct lane to chase after the player. Let's try that. Now that I moved this guy around, that should re-trigger a generation of the roadmap that gets saved and used for the level. That's probably the problem. Let me also get rid of this blocked comment. I think because it got repeated so many times, it slowed down the roadmap generation a huge amount. Okay, so yank that. The other one to take out are these here. There we go. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's working. And it's silly. It's silly. Huh, that was interesting. Huh. It was like he pushed it and he also moved. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. That was an unintended good thing that happened. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy about that. So part of the algorithm for checking, if a creature can walk in a certain direction is they actually attempt to walk in that direction. If it fails, they do a different direction. So when I was checking the direction it wanted to move in, it generated the effect of this thing showing blockage. And that's beautiful. That's like a nice little bonus there. I didn't have to code it, it just did it. Alright, he's staying in his lane. But not so stupidly that he can't, like, get off the road, or, if he needs to get off the road to get to me, or needs to cross the lane, he needs it's fine to cross a lane orthogonal to its direction of travel, which is what he's doing now. You just can't go against the flow of it. And it's pretty elegant as far as allowing him to get to where he needs to go, but mostly staying on a lane in the direction of travel. He just can't go against the flow of a lane, but you can definitely go across it. Now what's he doing? That one I'm not sure about. Let me think about that. What actually happened there? I think it's saying keep going north. Probably should have said go west. Like, he figured it out after a while. I'm not sure what the pattern was. We're continuing to go north. I think what it was is I was at a diagonal from him where it continued to be that the direction of north was giving the same amount of distance as going west. So north and west were equal to each other in terms of how many squares it takes to get to the player. So he favored north, just because of the order of it. North and west Is it true that they take the same amount of time to get there? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's not really. But briefly, I would be here. So then that would be, west would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. North would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, this is probably like one of those emergent behavior things that might be a little bit hard to fix. So eventually he says, no, I gotta start heading south. But he's got some kind of bias to continuing north. It's kind of silly. I don't mind it because it's silly. Is it predictable though? I'm not sure why I can't fling east. Oh, there's probably going to be a creature over there. Yeah, there was. Okay, cool. Alright, now I'm going to do something more fun. It'll make a really good demo, and then that'll be it for the session. I'm going to make the bystanders randomly choose a destination and travel to it, and then when they get to that randomly chosen destination, they'll just pick a new place to go. So let's go to the bystanders. This is some junk code. Oh, I can't do that there. Okay. Oh, there is already something called a target CRH. Okay. Alright, now they're just all going to swarm me. I kind of like the idea of picking something that's not the player. We'll just say gold CRH. Let's pick some random stuff. Let's set some waypoints. That could be fun. Static, random. So can I set a seed? I don't want let's make one single random number generator thing. Let's call it level random. Static reset. Yeah, that one. Zero. Done. Okay. Let me say. That's to remind me, because I always forget that. Now I'm thinking about how board loader will get called 5 times at the beginning of the game. It's going to reset this on each of the 5 board loads. I'll have different results I have predictive turned on or off. So if that's a problem, then I should put a random number generator inside of each board. Don't know that's a problem yet. I'm just writing myself a little note. To consider if this is a problem. When predictions are turned on, might be a player setting. Five boards will get loaded. All of them could potentially call. Next, changing the sequence of random numbers compared to predictions turned off. If it is a problem, you can put random number inside of each. You can put random instance inside of each board instance, but that will be more cumbersome to call. Right now I don't think it's a problem, but I just leave this note so I don't have to think real hard about it if I'm suddenly stymied. Okay, so then in the board loader I want to reset the random number. Okay, that should all be fine. I'm back. Got a little bit sidetracked. I mean, not terribly sidetracked. It's just okay. So get rid of this. Don't need that. Okay, so then waypoints. Okay. See if there's one that lets me get a value by index. Element at, huh? Cool. Alright, and then I go back to the bystander piece, and I say goal CRH equals board waypoints get random. Okay, I get to set some waypoints. This should be really fun to look at. Looking forward to it. Let's think of some nice places for waypoints to be. Let's put one here. I don't want to put them on the road. I want to put them near roads. There. There. Right in front of the TV, just watch some TV. Let me put them near things that are sort of recognizable as places that you might want to go. They're like next to landmarks, basically. So if I take this guy, put him by the bonus, and I say, okay, people sometimes want to go over by the bonus. This other one, let's say, people sometimes want to hang out nearby the egg, or at least go there and then pick another destination pretty quick. Or even better, outside this building. Do I have that in the right place? It feels like it's... That one's fine. Is it? Yeah, hard to tell. Oh, what the heck? I'm dragging the offset. God damn it. I hate it when I do that. Let's start over. I think I messed them up. Yeah, that one's fine. Okay. Alright, let me try this again. Let's put them all in front of things that it sort of makes sense to congregate around. Am I dragging the offset again? I better not be. I am. God damn it. There we go. That's one place to hang out. Here's another one. Buy the bonus. Buy the TV. Buy the other TV. Down the corner. This little public square area over here. Maybe off over here by this thing. Okay, now I got a whole bunch of waypoints. Let's see what actually happens. Let's save it too. I haven't saved it in a while. It's going to generate the roadmap when I save it, which is nice. I like that. Cool. And now when I hit play, it's not going to generate the roadmap again. It'll just skip past that part. Alright, let's see what these guys get up to. What's the spinny for? Come on, come on, what do you think you're doing? What is up? Maybe I got too cocky there. Maybe I just introduced like an infinite loop someplace. I hope I didn't. I did the maximize on play, so I can't really see what's going on. Yeah, I have no idea. Well, thankfully I did just save it. Just wish I knew what is all this. What did you just attempt to do that was so time consuming? Oh shit. I get it. So they're all attempting to use the old past movement that I wrote, which is way slow, and I'm probably going to delete it. So that's what happens when 40 creatures all try to use it at once, and it was the main reason why I stopped using it and moved on to pre-calculated. Okay. Must unplay. Must fix that. Yeah, just come on. Alright. So what does the brawler do? The brawler is doing it the right way. I don't want to call pass move. Ever. Do I have a different one? Let's look at the brawler. I did it right for the brawler. Road aware beeline. That's the one I want to use. Let's try this again. Yeah, before I just hit play like a cocky asshole, let's take a look at this. That should be fine. Okay. Okay, that's better. Let's see what those guys get up to. Oh, I didn't set an initial goal for them. Although it is interesting, they all moved to the road. They all moved to the road. I know why, because they all started out with like that 000 in their goal CRH. Okay, no problem, no problem. And they got the road. The road could give them no directions to get there. So I need to change the code just a little bit. Let's set goal CRH. Okay. I want to see them start off, so I'm going to get the player over where they're at. All right. Save. Now, if I had to do a lot of work on a level without having that lengthy delay even around saving, I might disable the roadmap generation for a little bit. Okay, what? That doesn't matter. Oh, come on. Come on. I hate it when I write some quick junk code that I'm not even that invested in, and I have to debug it. And that's bad fling. Bad fling ray. What the fuck is wrong with the fling rays? Okay. God damn it. My next session is just going to be fixing bugs. I made changes recently and it seems to botch things a bit. Fling rays. Not showing blockage catch correctly with bystander pieces. Okay, roads need some recovery from recompile. It's a reset roadmap, so no annoying console errors. This is done. Alright, now we just fix this stupid junk code. Bystander piece. What the fuck is going on with you? I know what it is. This has to be equals. But I will check that this is actually okay. I'll check that this is actually giving a goal. Oops, did that while it was playing, which is bad. All right. Exception? Oh, that's not good. All right, let's try it again. I would have thought the board loader would have reset this. Is it really null? Why would it be null? Oh, I didn't set this correctly. Okay. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Okay, random. Let's see what the warning was, if it would have told me. Yeah. Thank you. Let's, whoops. Rider's pretty good with the warnings. What's it saying on this one? No, I gotta turn that one off. But not right now. Alright, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Oh, I always forget to hit unplay before I make a change to source. Let's do that. And try it again. Okay, there we go. There we go. This is probably going to work. So this is a thing where one of them has reached its goal and it's got a new target someplace, but he's blocked by somebody else who's trying to move into the same goal square. Not too worried about that. I think these guys got stuck because the roads didn't take them exactly where they needed to go. These guys are getting stuck, probably similar reasons. So if I move this, this. Yeah, I don't know why these guys are all getting stuck. It's not something I'm terribly interested in debugging. It does feel like this guy should be picking a new goal, though. It could be that the new goal that was picked happened to be the same as the previous one. Let me try this. I don't think that's it though, because every single time that they arrive there, they just stop. I just want to see them all moving around. A thriving, bustling city. I just want to see it work. Let me fix this stupid little thing. these ones were all the initial set of goals. Is anyone reaching? Oh, I made the same friggin' mistake. Maybe? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Never mind. Never mind. Some other mistake. But look, nobody's arriving at their goal. The criteria for them getting there is not being evaluated as them reaching it. So whenever they get to their goal, they get stuck. So why would it not be? It must be something simple. So I think they're all settled now. Let me double check that. Yeah, some over here. Some over here. One guy watching TV. One guy probably wants to go watch TV, but he got stuck. My friend, the brawler, ever persistent. Okay, so that means that if I set a breakpoint, I'm going to see why the current pieces, column and row, doesn't seem to match. Here it is. There's the problem right there. That's all it is. I've got the wrong variable. I don't need to breakpoint it. Okay, so this should be R. That's it. That's it. Alright, it's getting close to noon. This junk code I'm writing isn't worth spending a lot more time on. I just want to see them all bustling around. And I think this will probably do it. If it doesn't, I don't see a quick fix, I'm just going to move on. Because the main thing that I wanted to have happen is happening. And this was only just demo code. I do have like a whole bunch of things I gotta do. I gotta set up an air conditioner. I gotta create a portable bed. I gotta wipe spider webs off my house. There we go, they're picking new stuff. This guy got confused because he's trying to get over here, but the pathfinding he's got didn't allow him to. I might supplement some of this with like a very simple pathfinder when you get off the squares. Hey, good job, you made it. I'm just gonna follow this one guy around. Where's he going? Oh, you got stuck. Sorry. You made it. Good job. Oh, maybe he's going to this one. Okay, there. You made it. Okay. hiding in the corner over there. That's a different problem. So sometimes when there's a whole bunch of people waiting to be born in the egg, I get killed, and then like there's no way to keep people being born because I'm waiting to move. All right, let me try this again. Let me not get killed. Also, I'm going to make a note. If player killed and egg is fully enqueued, can't be born. Let's try this again. So, if I wanted to prevent these guys from getting jammed up here, I would make some roads that will get them out of the jam. It's also a thing like I might do this too. Create like a different type of road which is maybe single lane, and it can go off into these corners and stuff. It might look interesting. I think I'd call it like a sidewalk or something like that, you know. It's like, it would give a little variety to the road look, and it would also let me put just like little escape routes out of things like this, because it would be kind of weird to have this giant road going through here just to help them out, but a little path or sidewalk that kind of got them out of here, I could definitely see that. One other idea. When these guys get stuck, I could use that A-star algorithm again to get them unstuck, but I'd say you only do a little bit of evaluation work each step, and it might take you like 20 steps to figure out how to get out of the place that you're stuck in. Looks like the path is functioning correct there. That's fun. That's the other thing, is that like, this pathfinding doesn't take into account ice at all. That time it's working good. I might have to look into that further. Yeah, that's working. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I like the idea of adding pathfinding to unstuck yourself. I think I'm going to stick with the notion that good pathfinding is built into the level design and the construction of roads. Just seeing if that brawler is going to figure out how to get to me. Where is he stuck at? Ah, he got stuck on that side. So, yeah. So I think, yeah, sidewalks. And sidewalks, it'd be like a single lane road coming out here. It would cover the edges, the corners. And it would tend to have a nice look in the level, I think. It'd be like a lot of structures would have around their perimeter, these sidewalk things. So like, they would look like sidewalks too. I mean, the positioning of them would be like sidewalks. So if you look at like a skyscraper on a city block, all around it is a sidewalk, and then the road is, you know, kind of in between. The places where I need to put these sidewalks are around the perimeters of obstacles and things. So the edges where people get caught on, that's where sidewalks would end up going. the pathing might be a little bit different than for roads. The pathing might be take you to a road, and then from the road do your road pathfinding. Or it could just be the same as road pathfinding. I might try that first. But yeah, so I would need like a different visual depiction of the road square. I would need the lane rules to say, you know, if you've got an edge on both the north and south side, or both the west and east side, there won't be a restriction of lane movement. You can use it whichever way you want. Alright, save that for another session. Alright, I got creatures moving in their lane. I got creatures favoring staying on the road instead of going off the road. And it was a good session. Now I got to move on to other stuff in my day. I'll be back tomorrow, as usual. I do something every day. Alright, Z, if you're on there lurking, thanks for joining. Catch you later. Stopping the stream.